Chapter 8. Be renewed in the spirit of your mind. There is a vertical dimension to life that relative mind and consciousness, with its flat, linear, future-past orientation, is incipiently blind to. Seen in this light, to be more aware or present-minded in any given moment is to be more alive in, of, as, and through that moment. As such, to be 10% mindful in any given moment is to be 10% alive in relation to that moment. To be 20% aware of being in that same moment is to be twice as alive. To be 100% aware in any given moment is to exit the horizontal realm of time and enter the vertical dimension of eternity, here and now. Feel the background, while focused on the foreground, and know the peace of God. Pay attention, kids. Repeated so many times. Life's only lesson. Being perfectly present in any action is divine worship. A wave is one with the ocean in the same way. I am one with God. Beyond conception, the one place God cannot be is self-centered thought. The object of life, as Gandhi once said, is to make myself zero. Perfectly selfless, a truly humble man will never know it. Giving your full and undivided attention is absolute love. At peace is the one in whom the joy of being overflows reason. To be or not to be, aware I am, is the ultimate question. The only thing that ever really changes is present perspective. Taking offense to outer circumstance makes me a mental puppet. The joy of being consciously aware is the greatest gift of all. Self-sacrifice on the matrix of matter is a divine calling. Aligning yourself with the wave's energy will give you its power. An ocean of peace underlies the surface waves of relative thought. Happiness lies in staying consciously aware of being present. Any attempt to defend the truth is really defending yourself. Self-delusion may need defending, but the truth never really does. Man's capacity for self-delusion appears to be limitless. Identified with a process of partial thought that limits being. To fulfill the first commandment, I must give God my full attention. To give God my full attention requires I stop thinking otherwise. giving my full and undivided attention to life is God's call. Becoming in time what I eternally am as a child of God. Whatever the world out there may be, for me it's a state of my mind. Attempts to change the world without changing myself miss the point of life. An uncontrolled mind is like the nozzle of a hose one lets go of. Either you control your mind or it controls you, one or the other. Self-reflective thought is the mental Pandora's box mankind opened. Victimized by my self-identification with relative matters. The only thing that ever really matters is knowledge of being. Saying everything is relative overlooks the one who thinks so. To be consciously aware of being is the greatest gift of all. To awaken from his dream of life and death is man's true destiny. Allow attention to chase after thoughts, and you will forget being. There is no time like the present because it's the only time there is. Called to love, being consciously aware above entertaining thoughts. Attention paid to this present moment yields the highest dividends. Focusing on a problem, one way or another, reinforces it. Ultimate success in any matter depends on self-sacrifice. When I mistake my relative thinking for life, I lose consciousness. Man suffers because he seeks permanent joy in changing circumstance. The object of life is not to think, but to be consciously aware. Human beings are self-centered fields of divine conscious awareness. A human being is a form-fixated field of pure awareness. Sacrifice the world as you know it for the world as God conceives it. As a vessel of life, man either channels God or worldly matters. A great man is one who has allowed God to be more present in him. I'm set up as a central referent with a partial databank. Conscious intent and expectation are what kill the joy of being. Tolerance for self-flagellation decreases as age increases. Without having great expectations, there are no great disappointments. Slapping labels on things is how to avoid understanding them. Sacrifice yourself as a center of being, consciously aware. Outer action in accord with inner values is integrity. The human mind is a wonderful friend and a terrible master. Honor the present moment by giving it your complete attention. To be where God is, I must remain consciously present here and now. Doing things for God maintains a sense of being separate from Him. Misidentify yourself and life is a tale told by an idiot. Unquestionable is the singular nature of all existence. A collective case of mental myopia is why we suffer. Relative states are not ultimately real by absolute standards. God's presence in my conscious awareness depends on my own absence. A catch in the flow of breath attracts attention and contracts being. The one and only truth can be seen from many varied perspectives. Are you basing your life on an absolute or relative premise? If it were not for your mind, you would be happy beyond all belief. Fixated on form, I lose sight and sense of the awareness I am. Subjective control is a function of being outside the object. Mental self-control is a function of staying consciously aware. Absolute control is a function of being perfectly conscious. The only thing I ever really need to be saved from is myself. Jesus died to show us how to wake from our dream of being apart. There are less people in the market for truth than one might now suppose. The truth that sets me free is the knowledge I am, fully self-aware. All that is changeful must go for permanent happiness to come. Thinking generates imperfect information and partial concepts. Relative thinking gives birth to a fallen state of self-ignorance. Investing conscious attention in awareness pays off in no time. Evolution with no prior inner pattern makes very little sense. To access the law written on my heart, I must be still and silent. It is what it is means deal with the issue and forget the drama. Self-forgetting in any way, shape, or form leads to joy of being. The game of life is a divine Easter egg hunt for self-awareness. The real challenge in every moment is to stay consciously aware. Due diligence with respect to being conscious offers salvation. Due diligence with respect to life leads to joy beyond conception. My big theory of everything is God is one, and all else follows. Being mentally still and silent reveals the one I am in all.